Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Obviously, I'm in a new location. I have indeed moved again for the 4th time in 3 years or something crazy like that. But here I am settled again in a different location. Most of the decorating is done. Still a few little finishing touches to add to the living room, the dining room, and then the other bedrooms still have some things to be done, but the filming location for the most part I think is set, so we're good to go there. And yes, amidst all the moving and unpacking, I did move my entire candle collection. They're in 3 nice metal racks now, which I just totally love, and I put them in order of season, but also the front facing ones are all matching or coordinating candle collections, which before they've always been a mismatch of things, so now it looks very visually appealing, although it's kind of hard to sort through the candles, but it is what it is. But I just love walking into my candle room and seeing all the candles lined up so pretty. That room is also kind of like a garage turned into a bonus room kind of thing, so all the boxes and moving stuff is in there now, so I'm in no stage or a situation to be showing off the candle collection at this moment, but it is very fun walking in there and seeing all my candles line up in one place, so loving that. But in any case, yes, amidst all of that, of course, amidst running errands, I still have time to pop in at Bath & Body Works. I actually live close to 2 Bath & Body Works now, much closer to a Bath & Body Works than I ever have been before, so kind of good to go there, but a little dangerous at the same time, especially because after moving you realize how many candles you have in your collection. It's just I don't need another darn candle ever in my life again, but oh my god, fragrance is just the one thing that brings me happiness, so it is what it is, and we'll get into it. So we have a fall candle haul today, which I'm pretty excited about. All the stores have been instructed, if they've sold down enough of their semi-annual sales stock, then they are able to bring out the fall stuff and put them into the walls. Most likely it's going to be your white barn stores, so your stores that are side by side, or a store in store, or a room in room kind of thing. In the white barn room or the side, then on the walls usually they have a section of all the fall candles out now. I think they are instructed to put out pretty much any other fall candles that are out. I saw the pumpkin pop collection, although it was just vanilla pumpkin marshmallow, so kind of boring, don't need that. I did see the was it the road trip collection or something, the nature looking one with Apple Orchard Lane, which is just boring ass, moldy ass heirloom apple / Honeycrisp apple / farm stand apple / American apple / Gingham apple. That's same old plain old fresh dewy apple fragrance that kind of smell moldy is the same thing there, so I was really kind of bored about that one. Rain Drenched Leaves or something like that just smells a whole lot like eucalyptus mint or eucalyptus rain, eucalyptus, which is basically eucalyptus mint plus rain, but there's a minty, slightly more minty component to eucalyptus rain is what that smelled like. Redundant, so didn't need that. Crisp Morning Air was out, been there, done that. Birchwood Trail was not out, so I couldn't smell that yet. And then there's also the White Barn Color Run collection as well, where the packaging looks a whole lot like last year's winter White Barn Color Run. The 2 new ones in there are Salted Caramel Old Fashioned, which smells a whole lot just like the old bourbon and butterscotch that used to be out all the time, and then it kind of got retired, and it kind of seems like it's now back out as Salted Caramel Old Fashioned. It's your usual salted caramel butterscotch type of salted butterscotch fragrance, but with a heaps of a bourbon old fashioned alcoholic note, very strong on that bourbon, so you definitely have to enjoy the bourbon there. It kind of comes off as rubbing alcohol, so not my favorite, but one of those just super strong, awesome caramely fragrances if you like that. And then Wildberry Tea Spritzer was just your very much run-of-the-mill raspberry mimosa, pink lemonade, pomegranate lemonade type of variety of fragrance, where it's just the berries plus a lemon fragrance. Not a whole lot of tea, a little bit, but nowhere near as awesome or delicious as blackberry tea leaf, was it? Oh, freaking love that one. That definitely had almost a perfumey floral tea note that was so much more prominent than the Wildberry Tea Spritzer, and also not the beloved blackberry bramble tea either. Very much a summer fragrance reminiscent of pomegranate lemonade, pink lemonade, raspberry mimosa, that whole usual family of fragrances, so those 2 stayed on the shelves. And then the other collection is the White Barn Neutrals stuff, so we'll talk about that, and then after that will be a little bit of a small SAS haul, and we'll get right into it. So the first one we have is Spice Pumpkin and Patchouli right here, and that's what that looks like. So they're continuing the neutral packaging from last season. Kind of boring, but whatever, it is what it is. Rich pumpkin, warm patchouli, a touch of cinnamon sugar. Has the rope-like wicks, as you can see right there, and that's what that looks like. Yeah. It's very redundant, very similar to pumpkin clove for sure. Also very similar to sweet cinnamon pumpkin, and also kind of like white pumpkin as well. It's just your very usual run-of-the-mill like spiced pumpkin type of fragrance. I'm happy to report the patchouli is not overly strong, or like patchouli often has like this like damp, like dirty, almost like a earthy component to it. Not too strong, but there's a slight like mature sophistication chilling in the background mixed with like a pumpkin fragrance. The same like type of pumpkin, like that juicy sweet cinnamon sugar clovey pumpkin that we get in like pumpkin clove. Very similar to that, and that's what this kind of smells like. Not really groundbreaking, but just very like neutrally good type of quintessential pumpkin fragrance. We'll just have to see how the throw and the performance is on it, but like one and done. For me, it's not anywhere near as mature or woody as white pumpkin oak wood, which had that very strong sandalwood note that we saw in there. That's very like that dirty sandalwood note that you get in like coconut sandalwood, Japanese cherry blossom. Not at all like that. More so on the pumpkin clove, just a sweet, straightforward pumpkin type fragrance. So not too much patchouli, but there's a little bit of a warmth, matureness chilling in the background. So that's spiced pumpkin and patchouli right there. The next one we have, which I was most excited for, is coffee and whiskey, especially because we never got coffee and tonka from the Ingredients Plus collection. So this one is bold Irish whiskey, splash of vanilla and hint of coffee. This one has the core wicks, and that's what that looks like. So in store, I thought that this was more coffee heavy and more of a drink scent, but when I take it home and I smell it now, it is so immensely body care. And it is a body care fragrance I have smelled so distinctly before, but I can't put my finger on it. Like, this is most certainly a body care shower gel that I've used in the past at some time, but I can't quite figure it out. It's like kinda in like, not exactly, but in like that snowflakes and cashmere type of warm, cozy, but mature vibe to it. Oh my gosh, like this is a body care that I've used for sure. I feel like it's probably gonna hit me after this filming is over with, like it's in the tip of my tongue, but I just can't quite figure it out. Gosh, what is that? But yeah, it's like coffee in there, but the other half of it is such a strong body care note to it. I mean, I still like it. It's like a cozy, like coffee body care fragrance. But like, even if if it didn't list coffee on there, I'm not so sure you would even necessarily go there, like in the way like Pierce Cafe is undeniably and robust like roasted coffee beans. This is like a smoother, creamier warmth chilling in the background. Oh god, like I've used this exact shower gel before. I can't quite figure it out, but that's what coffee and whiskey is. Once I go to burn it and do my review on it, hopefully it'll come to me by that point. But that's coffee and whiskey there. More body care and less like coffee drink than I thought it would be initially, so kind of strange. We then have leather and brandy, and that's what that looks like right there. This one is warm leather, amber woods, and aged brandy. This one has the rope-like wicks, as you can see right there. This one's interesting. It's very much like a slightly like unisex bordering on the cologne type of fragrance. You definitely get a leather in there. Like literally, like if you smell a leather chair or something, or a leather bag, you get that in there. But there is a slight sweetness from the brandy that gives like a slight boozy sweetness. It's not overly boozy with the brandy, but there's a woodsy sweetness in there that I don't mind. It kind of reminds me of some of my more favorite men's body care fragrances that kind of have like a juicy, drippy sweetness to it that make it lend a little bit more unisex and not so like masculine cologne. So I do enjoy that. Yeah, kind of like more of like a higher end type fragrance, and not so like bam in your face cologne. So definitely get the leather in there, and definitely get like a warm woodsy sweetness, juiciness mixed with it. And that's what leather and brandy is. Like this would have been great in like a very like cozy, like fall time, like library antique setting with a fireplace roaring kind of feel. I feel like this would go really well with that mood. So that's leather and brandy right there. And then the last and final one that I got is Cypress and Amber, and that's what that looks like right there. And this one reads Dark Cypress, Smoked Amber, and Fresh Bergamot. This one has the rope wicks on it, as you can see right there. This, when I smell it, I get a different thing every single time. The first time I smelled it in store, I was like, oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. This is just friggin' marshmallow fireside. But the more and more I smelled it, I was like, wait, no. There's more like a white balsam and vanilla, aka balsam and birch type of fragrance, which is kind of like a similar marshmallow fireside type of fragrance. It's that like woodsiness that has like this sweet, creamy, like vanilla component to it, so hence white balsam and vanilla. It's almost kind of like the smoked marshmallow note of marshmallow fireside mixed with like a woodsy fragrance. It's kind of what balsam and birch slash white balsam and vanilla is like. Similar to that. But then you smell it and you get heaps of flannel. I was like, wait, I get a lot of flannel in this, aka Paradise Cove from that tropical collection that we just had. I think this is flannel mixed with either marshmallow fireside or flannel mixed with balsam and birch, or like the marshmallow woodsy base of marshmallow fireside or balsam and birch mixed with flannel is what this actually is. And the more I smell it, the more I appreciate it now. And I'm like, I would have never guessed to mix flannel, aka Paradise Cove, with a like marshmallow fireside type of note, but it's kind of working. And like a lot of times, like bergamot is always a note that shows up in like flannel, like notes, I believe, and possibly in Paradise Cove as well. As well as I think Legend is also very similar to the flannel fragrance as well. Yeah, so definitely that bergamot spice note that's always very prominent in flannel in Paradise Cove mixed with a marshmallow fireside type of fragrance. The more I smell it, the more I actually kind of enjoy it. I'm like, wow, flannel is actually one of my favorite, like if I go for a cologne fragrance in the fall time, I really enjoy flannel because there's a juicy sweetness to it, but still like a masculine touch to it, that I do enjoy that, and this kind of like adds a twist to it. So I don't know, they've been doing a lot of marshmallow fireside plus blends, like Blush Poinsettia was very much like a rose water plus marshmallow fireside note to it. Toasted hazelnut praline was kind of like a marshmallow fireside plus like pumpkin peanut brittle nutty component to it. I'm not mad at the marshmallow fireside plus blend, so kind of excited to burn this and see how it goes. So Cypress and Amber right there. When you see the words and the notes and the name on it, you would think it's more just like a boring regular cologne scent, but it's way sweeter and almost like gourmand than you would actually imagine. So really enjoying that one. The one I didn't not pick up was the Hinoki wood and lavender, I think it's what it's called, and it's like lavender, coconut, and Hinoki wood. Very much like a just neutral, dry, woodsy fragrance. Very like in the luxury fragrance route. Kind of in the family of those like coconut and vetiver, vanilla santal type of fragrances where it's just like a very, just a like slight, like a straight up like a piece of wood type of fragrance is what I got from it, which are not really my favorite type of fragrances. So that one was one I did not have to pick up, with a hint, mainly like a woodsy fragrance with a little bit of lavender and coconut. I thought that would maybe be lavender and coconut, or like a lavender woods was it, / lavender sea, but it was not. It was a totally different fragrance, a little bit more like the high-end luxury like fragrance oils that I've smelled, purchased before, is very much in that route. So if you do enjoy that, then check that out. And I think that was it for the newness in store. I think Birchwood Trail is the other new one that I have to still smell, and then that entire Pumpkin Pop collection I think is all repackages, but excited to see Pumpkin Peanut Brittle returning as an online exclusive, and I think Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun is also returning. Apple Orchard Lane was a total bust, so I think that's pretty much it. So that's all the new fall stuff, kind of. Is it still June? It's not even July yet. And we're purchasing fall candles, but it is what it is. That's just how retail rolls. And then we're going to move into a few SAS finds. This was actually something that I had from my previous SAS haul that I forgot to haul, and it's Sleigh Rise and Snuggles, which was an online exclusive, but I found it for 75% off in a store, and I wanted this for the longest time. So I was so excited to see that for 75% off. This is Snow Kissed Icicles, Fluffy Balsam, and Vanilla Bourbon. Kind of hard to describe, but it's like a marshmallowy, very like powdery marshmallow, like velvety dry texture of the marshmallow mixed with that slight like warm balsam note that you get from white balsam and vanilla / balsam and birch. It's like kind of like that fragrance mixed with like a sweet, very, very sweet, ooey gooey, like vanilla candy fragrance to it. Actually quite enjoy it, so really enjoy that one. Kind of like a warm, sweet fragrance, and that's what that was. And then there was a whole slew of like $3.95 like full-size colognes that kept showing up online, and you could do it as like a Boppis pickup order, or you could order it online, even though in the store you would see the same colognes and they would still be ringing up as 50% off, but if you did a Boppis order, then it would show up as $3.95. I think now they're $4.95, but I believe Stone, Clear Horizon, Freshwater, and Clean Slate were all like showing up as $3.95 at one point. So I was like, girl, for $3.95 for full-size cologne that's originally 40 bucks. Count me in. I really wanted Stone, but I couldn't really get that one easily anywhere in my area. I also really want Canyon, but that one doesn't show up as Boppus online, even though it's in abundance in stores. But if you can't do it on Boppus online, then I'm not gonna pay 50% off in stores, so I'll wait until that goes 75% off. And don't care for Clear Horizon, and already have Clean Slate, so that left Freshwater as the one that I wanted, and that's what that looks like right there. This one is Freshwater blends Italian bergamot, mountain spring water, and oak moss. So it comes in the box, and then you open it up, and the bottle looks like this, and that's what that looks like right there. Freshwater all the way. And now they have Bath & Body Works stamped on the top, which that never used to be a thing if I recall correctly. And this one, I believe, is the dupe of Acqua di Giorgio Armani. Is that what it is? Acqua di Gio, I believe, which has been around forever. If you recall, Paris Daydream, aka Sparkling Icicles, is also a dupe of Acqua di Gio, which was also that Mother's Day bouquet, bright bouquet thing, which is just crazy. But that is the same fragrance, and Freshwater is also the same. So I would assume Freshwater, the candle, which is online now, is pretty much the same, but I actually smelled a friend's Freshwater, and it smelled slightly different, but when you spray this, it's just like exactly Paris Daydream, Sparkling Icicles, Acqua di Gio. So if you like Acqua di Gio, I don't even know how much that costs, but it's a designer cologne, so I'm assuming a lot more than $3.95. You can get it for basically $4 at Bath & Body Works, although I think it might now be $5 because they bumped up $1. So that was Freshwater right there. And I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to burn through these and do reviews on them, and looking forward to any other new exciting fall stuff that comes out. And in the meantime, I have plenty of candles in my collection that's very visible in this house now for me to be able to burn through, so we're good to go there. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you're excited for fall candles or if you're still in summer mode. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.